Welcome to the Base to Pickle Show. I'm Uncle Muggs alongside of Raul de Castro, and we're coming to you from the Miami studios today, where we have an excellent lineup of interviews.
First up is Michael Pickleball Rainmaker Dougherty. He is a USA Pickleball Ambassador, and we're going to hear from him all about pop-up pickleball courts for marinas and seasonal properties.
And up next, it's Angel Cerritos. He's the District Executive Director of the YMCA in Southwest Florida in Bonita Springs, and he's with Betsy Matthews, the Pickleball Manager.
And last but not least, we're going to hear from the CEO of Crown Pickleball, Kevin Perkins. He's going to talk about his experience at the PPA Tour at Newport Beach, California, as well as, of course, Crown Pickleballs.
So stay tuned. Raul, we have some great news.
What is it, Uncle Muggs?
It's Tournament Tuesday.
Tournament Tuesday? What is that? I thought Base to Pickle was a Thursday show.
Yeah, but thanks to the overwhelming support from our fans, viewers, and tournament organizers, we're able to bring you highlights and results of your local tournaments. Send us your podium pictures via Instagram at Base to Pickle and watch our Base to Pickle channel on YouTube for your pictures and results. Welcome to the Base to Pickle Show, everyone. I'm Uncle Muggs alongside Raul de Castro. We're in the Miami studios with a special guest today. His name is Michael Pickleball Rainmaker Dougherty, and he's the account executive at Pickle Roll, and he's a Selkirk and USA Pickleball Ambassador. Welcome, Michael. Welcome to the Base to Pickle Show.
Well, thanks for inviting me. You know, this is actually my first podcast, and people are telling me to get into the podcast business, so I'll hire you two as consultants.
Well, there we go. Sounds good. We're on it.
Well, you definitely have the voice for it.
You know, in the last 2 weeks, just to let you get caught up on what I've been doing, my nephew is going to Fordham University in the media department and working in the radio station, doing the sports radio. And
nice.
Of course, all I do is nonstop talk to him about pickleball. And I think his boss wants to not only have a podcast and help the pickleball community, but get pickleball into their curriculum as part of this is what I said. You could just do a documentary on pickleball growth and the behind the scenes for the next 10 years in New York City. We've gone from maybe 20 dedicated indoor courts 2 years ago to 400 dedicated indoor courts a year from now.
I love it. I love to hear that, Mike.
So it is just insane. As I joked before, that I feel like coming back, you know, being in Boise, a well-developed market, having lived in Florida for a little bit at Pictona, a 49-court facility, being at the Nationals in Dallas and being in Arizona, and just seeing New York, it is a Planet of the Apes movie. There's a kettle of fire at every pickleball court. And there's 60 savage pickleball players. And I'm not bashing tennis, but there's like 4 or 5 old men tennis players hunched over, being told, "Get on there, little doggy." You know, as they're, you know, not accepting their fate of pickleball is fun, pickleball is social.
Hey everyone, I'm Allie. I'm from Indiana, and you're watching the Base to Pickle podcast.
And I don't know if you know much about Match.com, but they do their dating service. They have a lot of money. They do social events. And what is their biggest social event in the United States? It's pickleball. They would go in Florida. They would go to Pictona for 2 or 3 days, and 300 people would come down. And the same thing's happening in Dallas and Houston and all over the United States. So the dating scene at the pickleball courts is I see a big marketing opportunity. But
yeah, I'm sure that a lot of relationships are, you know, coming from pickleball.
The mixers.
Yeah.
The pickleball mixers. We hear about that all the time.
Well, can you imagine you're back in your college days and you're 19 years old and you see some cute girl with a Princeton Heart pickleball shirt on? You could go right up to her and say, "Hey, You play pickleball. We always have people. You should come down to this park on Fridays,
That's right.
and it would be such a natural, easy, fun. Bring your friends. Oh, we're
Mm-hmm.
playing here, and we always are short a player. So the collegiate pickleball is growing 500% in the next 2 years. It is just exploding.
Oh yeah, we see it all over. Right now, Duper, that rating system, they've
Yes.
got leagues all over the place with colleges. They have tournaments, and it's a wonderful, wonderful thing that's being done with all the universities and colleges throughout the U.S.
Well, have you heard of Drury University? Drury.
Yes, they build a whole complex.
They just did, and my buddy from Chicken and Pickle, he's the one who did that, and he was telling me about it. They have a scholarship program. They've got
Mm-hmm.
the complex, so
They
it
got
not
a
only
full-time coach.
exactly. Not only are they just coming in and resurfacing courts for pickleball, they're building programs, and that's going to be a big part of the community. And you're going to see community colleges teaching pickleball 101 for all these businesses that are going to be opening up. So when you look at all when you look at Chicken and Pickle, to me, you're not as old as I am, but Perry Mason. How many lawyers watched Perry Mason as a
Oh,
kid?
hey, I beg
That's
to
right.
differ. I'm almost as old as you. I used to watch
Okay.
Perry Mason all the time.
I know
My
Perry
brother, I'm
Mason.
sure he became a lawyer from watching Perry Mason.
Watch our inventory of past and current matches. There's all you need to know about local pickleball events in your area. We'll have some special guests from all around the pickleball community.
My name is Son. I'm from Austin, Texas, and you're watching the Base to Pickle podcast.
People that go to Chicken and Pickle and they see it and they're like, man, I want to own something like this. Or, boy, does our town need something like Chicken and Pickle.
That's
And
right.
I know right now there's 1,500 indoor pickleball facilities under construction, just opened, leasing soon. In the next 3 years, that'll be opening up. You're going to be hearing in 9 months. You're going to be hearing one a day. One a day across the country is opening up. Paul Olson, do you know Paul from
I've heard
Selkirk?
that name.
He does Selkirk TV, the future of pickleball.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We've seen him.
He is the nicest guy, and riding shotgun with him for 30 hours, and that's why I'm on fire with pickleball. He'll tell me this guy's going to open up 300 franchises. One of his clients owns 250 T-Mobiles,
Wow.
and he's like, I love pickleball. So there's plenty of people who are thinking still, maybe
Yeah.
it's a fad, and we all know it's gasoline, right?
Yep. Yep.
All right.
You guys look good. You got a great backdrop. I really
Thank
like
you,
it.
thank you. All right, so
Thank you.
let's close it out, everybody. This has been a very informative, educational interview. He has a wealth of knowledge. It's Michael Dougherty. He's the pickleball rainmaker. He's an account executive at Pickle Roll, and he's also an ambassador for Selkirk and USA Pickle. Michael, thank you once again for being on the Base to Pickle show.
Thank you. I enjoyed it. Thanks. Have a good day, guys. Thank you.
Awesome.
Take care.
Thank you.
I don't feel good today. Time to go see the doctor. Nurse, I don't feel good. What can you give me?
Looks like you're going through pickleball withdrawal. Okay, I'm going to prescribe for you to watch the Base to Pickle show.
Welcome to the Base to Pickle show. I'm Uncle Muggs alongside Raul DeCastro, and we're coming to you from the Miami studios today with a couple very special guests.
Today, Uncle Muggs, it is certainly special because it's an organization that I have had my kids in for a long time. Now they're grown and, they're still doing their thing. So I'm excited to hear what they have to say, what they're doing with pickleball.
And the future of this sport is the kids. So we have with us Angel Cerritos. He's the District Executive Director at YMCA of Southwest Florida. And the pickleball manager, Betsy Matthews, is with us on the Base to Pickle show. Welcome, guys.
Welcome, Betsy and Angel.
Well, thank you guys for having us.
Thank
We're super
you.
excited to be here.
Welcome again. We are excited to hear what you're doing because I know you've got adult programs, you've got kids programs, you have summer camp, you have tournaments, and you guys are actually one of the pioneers in my book here in the state of Florida with pickleball courts.
Yes. We're very blessed to have 8 outdoor pickleball courts here at the Bonita Springs YMCA. in Southwest Florida. And we're very thankful for the board and our volunteer, along with other partners that made this happen about 6 or 7 years ago. They saw the growth and the potential for pickleball to engage the community, to help the active older adults to be involved in sports and being active to help with their health goals, and bring people together to socialize. And that's what the Y does. And so they generated donations from the community, and in our partnership with the city of Bonita Springs, who also helped to build the courts about 7 years ago. And so thanks to them, we've been able to offer programs and services to the community since then, which includes adults as well as youth programming.
Well, Angel, being in the sport for 7 years, you guys are almost like pioneers because everyone we talk to has been in the sport maybe for 2 or 3 years at the most, but you guys have been out there for 7
years.
That's amazing.
Well, it's so cool that your board and everyone there had the foresight. You've got Betsy there with you. Betsy, tell us about that development in pickleball and what you're seeing in pickleball at the Y.
Well, I think it goes along with the increase we've seen nationwide, and all the ages can play. We have some people that are in their late 80s still playing out here on the courts, and everyone can play. And our things that we have, like the Palooza leagues, everyone's invited. There's no age limit. So we include everyone, and that makes it so inclusive and fun and exciting, and it just brings a tempo to the games out in the courts.
We say pickleball is for everyone.
That's right. That's something we say here on the Base to Pickle show a lot. Now, how have the kids picked up the sport? Do they seem to enjoy it?
Well, I teach the after-school program last winter, and I'll tell you, that's the most fun. I love the kids, sometimes more than the adult classes, because they have so much energy. They don't care what the weather is. They don't care if their paddle's broken or not. They just love to play, and they pick it up in such a way that it sometimes surprises me. Some of them, you show something once and they pick it right up. Some of them are naturals, but they have great sportsmanship here at the Y. I think because they're after school program, and they're kind to each other, and everyone's included there as well.
We talked to a coach a couple episodes ago out on the West Coast. His name is Pete De La Luna, and he does a lot of special things with Special Olympics. And he was telling us about the progress and how good it makes him feel. And I'm sure it's very fulfilling to see the kids come along as well.
And they do. They surprise you. They do.
Would you say it's one of their favorite activities when they come, from school into aftercare versus going in, obviously, to do homework or do any other activity? Do you think that's one of their most fun activities?
Absolutely. And if I pass them in the hallway and they're getting off the bus and they're coming to the program, they're so excited to see me because they know that they're going to go out on the courts.
Well, hopefully we'll have some future Base to Pickle subscribers in that group that you have over there.
You might.
Yeah.
All right. So
the beauty about the youth pickleball program, which I'm so thrilled that we've been able to continue to grow those programs, is the fact that the sport is getting younger and younger, right? And what I love to see is that once kids start to learn the game, now youth as young as 6 years old, 7-year-olds can play with grandpa, grandma, dad, or their 15-year-old brother or sister. So it brings different generations together to spend time, quality time, playing a sport, and especially being outdoors, which is, I think, very important.
Awesome. Betsy, tell us about some of the events and the creative names that you've given these events that you have upcoming.
Well, last fall we had the Pickle Palooza. This fall we're going to have a Summer Sizzler League because, as you know, in Miami it is hot out there.
Oh, yeah.
We're hoping and planning on a tournament in fall. We don't have specific plans yet, but moving forward on that.
Okay.
So
I love the names. I love the creative names, and you got to keep it fresh for these tournaments to keep everybody engaged.
Well, as you know, August 8th is National Pickleball Day.
That's right.
So we're hoping to have, after the league play, a trivia contest.
A trivia contest, okay.
It'll include rules and maybe, some game strategies and things like that.
All right.
Maybe on the history of pickleball.
All right. So we added an extra day to the Base to Pickle show here, and it's on Tuesdays, and it's called
Tournament Tuesdays.
So we would love for you to send us the results, podium pictures.
That's right. The idea is to, highlight what you're doing in your area, and of course, show off the happiness that, pickleball brings, throughout the U.S. and across the world. Because we've also had, guests all the way from India here and, out in Costa Rica and everywhere.
Medellin, Colombia, Cuba.
Yeah, and so, we can relate a little bit. We're very seasonal down here in Southwest Florida. So we have a lot of snowbirds, visitors from up north. And, they come as guests to play pickleball at our courts. We've got people from the West Coast, California, Minnesota, Ohio, you name it, New York, Canada. And so that's the beauty that, we're a community organization. So we want to make sure that we're accessible and available to all within our communities.
That's a beautiful thing.
Deserves the opportunity to practice, play, and enjoy the game of pickleball.
Well, that's Angel and Betsy. I want to thank you very much for your continued passion in this beautiful sport and growing it with the youth on the West Coast there with the YMCA. Anytime you have a special event or a happening, you're more than welcome to come back on the Base to Pickle show. Is that right, Raul?
That's right. And remember to watch us. We're on now Tuesdays and Thursdays. So, come on a Wednesday, watch on a Wednesday, or watch on a Friday, because it'll be on our YouTube channel on Base to Pickle.
Thank you so much for having us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you,
everyone. That was Angel Cerritos and Betsy Matthews, and they're with the YMCA of Southwest Florida. So I want to thank you guys again for being on the Base to Pickle show. All right, Raul. So there you have it. Some more passionate people putting together programs for the youth to help grow the sport. And I don't see this sport ever going away or dying out. We don't know where the ceiling is yet. And it's fun and entertaining to see what's going on all over Florida.
Uncle Muggs, what I really, really enjoyed hearing was we've been doing this for 6-7 years in Bonita Springs in Southwest Florida. They had a vision of what the sport could be. They knew. So they built those courts from scratch 7 years ago and have built that program where they have camps for kids and as young as 6.
Tremendous forward thinking. Great initiative to get that going over there, and to have it done 7 years ago, that's unheard of. All right, stick around. We're going to have some more interviews, tournament results, and a whole lot more right here on the Base to Pickle show.
Hey, what's up? It's Gary Rosa, Scottsdale, Arizona, 3-5 at the APP tournament. You're watching the Base to Pickle podcast. Let's go.
Hola, aquí estoy con Leslie Teruel, Base to Pickle. Queremos hablar un poco más de Potenza y estos paddles de Potenza. Dime qué tú crees, Leslie, de estos paddles que tú has estado usando, que yo he usado desde que empecé a jugar.
Mira, yo tuve una experiencia cuando recién empecé a jugar Pickleball hace 2 años y medio con otra marca. Cuando hice el switch a Potenza, de verdad que vi la diferencia.
Welcome to the Base to Pickle show. I'm Uncle Muggs alongside Raul de Castro, and we're coming to you from the Miami studios today with a guest that I've been waiting for all week to talk to, Raul.
Oh, yes, Kevin Perkins with Crown Pickleball. He is one of our partners at Base to Pickle, and we're excited to have him here.
Kevin.
Welcome, Kevin.
Welcome, buddy.
What's up? What's up? What's up? How are you guys doing? Thank you for having me on the show. I'm here at my home club here in San Clemente, where we just had the PPA, and I'm actually sitting on the Crown couch where we had our party going on, watching center court over the weekend and having a great time. It was so much fun, guys. So much fun.
I saw some of that.
So thanks for having me.
Anna Lee and Ben Johns took the mixed doubles again.
Yeah, they did. In fact, I was just playing on a court next to Ben and Colin. They were practicing just now, so they're still around. Must be doing clinics or something like that. But yeah, it was a fun. It was a semifinals day, so we got to see a number of really good matches. You know, like kind of the top four of every division play. We had the booze, the food. We had the Crown crew out with their T-shirts and stuff. It was fantastic.
So
Great
tell us
promotion.
about.
You're on all the streams.
Yeah, tell us about the Crown Club there where you're sitting. Was that specific to the PPA tour?
So I'm at Lifetime, and the members have access to purchase what I call the Crown Couch, right? So it's like a VIP kind of a thing. You know how the PPA has like their little their VIP area.
Yep.
Well, Lifetime has their own setup there too, and so we just invested in that, and we were like front and center. It was great. It was just a fantastic day for everything. Brought a lot of hype to the stream, and it was great.
Yeah, I love watching all your stuff that you put on Instagram. It's very engaging. It's fun. And, you've got awesome products. You know, your pickleballs are all over South Florida. And we keep, sharing, Crown Pickleball because it's an affordable ball, like you like to call it, but it's still top notch, which is huge.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Kind of lately somebody goes, "Hey, you're the king of balls." And I was like, okay, I think that's a good name.
Hey, it's not crowned for anything. It's crowned for a reason.
To be known for something than for nothing.
Yeah. I'm like, well, I don't have need for them much anymore. But anyway, no, so I think it's cool. We definitely appreciate everybody in Florida who's kind of adopted what we've done. We had a couple of influencers right off the bat that were really instrumental in getting that out there. We're sponsoring a number of tournaments and stuff. Obviously came across with you, Raul, and was really impressed with how you're running stuff. And, happy to associate with the community and winning things, right, for the community. I'm always down for that.
All right. Again, folks, we're talking to Kevin Perkins. He's the CEO of Crown Pickleball. Not only pickleballs, but paddles, grips, nets, and more. And you can find them on crownpickleball.store.
I don't feel good today. Time to go see the doctor. Nurse, I don't feel good. What can you give me?
Looks like you're going through pickleball withdrawal. Okay, I'm going to prescribe for you to watch the Base to Pickle show.
Hey, I'm Gordon G.G. Gebert, and the inventor of the Slam Master, and you're watching Base to Pickle with Raul DeCastro and Uncle Muggs. You guys rock.
Technical on why Crown Pickleballs spin so good and they're so durable. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So without getting like kind of too technical with it, basically I've approached our products strictly from the fact that I'm a player first, and that I want to have a really fun and good experience playing, the best pickleball I can, and with everybody around me. So that being said, when I first started looking at the balls, Franklin was the choice and Dura really was the other choice. Mm-hmm. And you couldn't really be in two further extremes in my view, right? You've got Franklins that are kind of like, they get fuzzball syndrome is what I call it, right? They get really fuzzy, they get soft, especially down there in the heat, right? In Florida. And so with Dura, similarly, it's a thinner plastic, it's harder. And so it does carry, it's good for all the banging game and all that stuff, but they crack and they don't last. And so I wanted to find a ball that was just sort of a happy medium in the middle of it. And so I started developing a ball that kind of, there was a continuum of Franklin maybe over here and Dura way over here. We're more towards the Dura side, but we're definitely, softer a little bit so that it does last a little bit longer. It does weather better in extreme heat and extreme cold. It's not a perfect ball by any stretch, because all balls crack. It's a freaking piece of plastic, people. Let's just make that clear. One of the things that, I when I first was, sponsoring some of the other podcasts and stuff out there, there was a little bit of a misnomer in terms of our ball never cracks and all this and that. And people would, be like, hey, I want my money back. I'm like, hey, guys, if
It's
you sit there and
plastic.
exactly. So, but listen, we're all, like I said, we're all about developing the community, and from my perspective, the customer's always right. If you're not happy with our balls, if you don't like them, hey, we'll either replace them or we'll give you your money back.
Yeah.
It's pretty straightforward, and I think that's created a lot of favor for us. We have a lot of people that are like, your balls are great. I say that they're pro grade balls, rec grade prices. We're still the best deal in pickleball by far.
Well, Kevin, I would have to agree with you 100%. Once I learned about Crown and Crown Pickleballs themselves, I was like, well, this ball set feels just like this other big name. And there we have somebody in our pickleball community that is just like me, just like you, Uncle Muggs. I'm using this ball. I'm going to support him. He's got great energy. I'm rolling, so let's roll. And that's the ball that I've been using. I haven't bought one other type of pickleball. Now, there are other pickleballs that do send us stuff, but, I go to Crown all the time.
What I like is Kevin's not just a stuffy CEO behind a desk
That's
in
right.
an office somewhere. He's actually out there swinging the racket, so he knows how these things perform.
There you go.
And tune in to Base to Pickle every Tuesday for Tournament Tuesday.
Tournament Tuesday?
Tournament Tuesday.
Tournament Tuesday.
Tournament Tuesday. Welcome back to the Base to Pickle Show. It's Uncle Muggs alongside Raul DeCastro, and we're going to continue our interview with the CEO of Crown Pickleball. It's Kevin Perkins. Kevin, welcome back, buddy.
Hey, thanks for having me again, guys. I'm so stoked to be here. Thank you.
Kevin, tell us now about, you've got paddles. We talked about the balls, but you've got paddles and grips. Your current net promotion is awesome. I posted about it because again, it was an awesome deal that I thought everyone should know. So Base to Pickle put some stuff out there. Tell us first about your paddle, when you went to grips and now nets and everything.
Yeah, so thanks for that. We obviously are known for being the king of balls or one of the top balls in the market. We just recently started to expand into other things just to kind of toy, to experiment. For me, like, I really enjoyed playing the Selkirk Invicta Pro, but I felt like it was a little thin. I also liked playing the Yola, the V2 paddle, the Ben Johns paddle. And so I was like, maybe you could just like kind of make a hybrid of both. That would be my kind of ideal paddle. So I came up with this guy, and it's basically the same sort of shape. It's a super simple paddle. It's a 14 millimeter. It's a carbon fiber T700. Looks like we got our grips on here. So I'm all about the minimalistic approach to all my products. I want them to be, first of all, super, super functional so that people really like them.
Mm-hmm.
They feel like that their play is good and they're, improving or whatever. But more importantly, like, it shouldn't break the bank.
That's right.
And, I think Big Pickle is kind of wrecking pickleball. If you ask, if I'm being honest, like, you shouldn't be paying $400 for a paddle.
I agree.
Right?
I mean, we just got into, you and I, when we were talking last week about that $100,000, piece that they're trying to get, and it's like, what? Come on, let's just grow the game. At least a few more years.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for like people wanting to, make money. I'm all for even trying to like create some controls around it too, like so that it's safe, first of all, right? I think that's their biggest concern.
Mm-hmm.
But that people aren't just getting drilled by bangers and people that come into the sport thinking if they just hit the ball as hard as they can, they're now playing pickleball and they're 4-5s, you know.
Right.
That part kind of drives me nuts anyway. But because you know, there's this game for me is like full body ping pong. It's more of a like spinning and short game a lot of times, and people don't necessarily understand that still.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but anyway, I'm not saying that I know the game, you know, like Ben Johns or something, but I still think that there's like all this and, you know, room for improvement and in not only in the play, but in the products. And so my idea is like paddles, we do grips, we do wristbands, we do all kinds of stuff that are just super minimalistic, but that, like I said, have a good price point and that people feel really good about it. A, we're going to create trust with the customer, and B, they're going to tell everybody, and that's going to create more, you know, long-term business and a long-term community around the good vibe that we're trying to do.
All right, Kevin, without getting really nasty, could we talk about your balls? The pickleballs.
Yes, of course. Of course.
All right. Why are they so durable? How do you get so much performance out of them?
So there's, you know, without getting into like the composition of like plastic and stuff, there's definitely like layers of hardness, I would say, to what we do. And we've kind of struck a good balance between like softness, or I should say malleability, so that you can bend the ball and have it, you know, flex and do stuff that allows it to carry and to spin and do stuff like that. We also put a sheen of a substance around the ball too, so that it actually creates a higher visibility for the ball. So you see how yellow this logo is on my visor. Our ball is like that bright. So we were trying to create, you know, a lot of visibility in effectiveness in the ball itself. So we do a lot of like little tiny things like this that are different than a lot of the other balls. But like, you know, a lot of them, you know, use what's called PE. It's just a standard ball. Like if you go to Costco and you buy like the starter kit, you're going to get those training balls or those, you know, beginner balls. That's like your standard, you know, plastic. And then you've got, you know, hardening agents. It's sort of like if you've ever repaired like surfboards or whatever, you know, you use you know, resin, you're going to add catalyst, and depending on how much catalyst is how hard, you know, that glass will get and stuff like that. So it's a sort of a mix and match. It's sort of a formula, if you will, to get to that desired point.
And if you had to say, you know, our balls will last 10 games, 5 games, 20 games. Of course, it all depends on your style of play and how often you play with the actual ball. But what would you say is that spot for Crown Pickleball?
You know what? I couldn't even tell you, Raul, because everybody plays so differently. You know, if you play a game where, you know, the first serve turns into a drive to a slam to a kitchen, you know, hands battle, that ball is going to take a much bigger beating than a much softer game where you're serving and it's dropping and it's dinking and, you know,
and that's what I love, Kevin, about you and what you represent, and why I felt like, you know what, I'm connected to this guy in pickleball and what he's trying to do, because you're not trying to say, no, it's going to last you 10 games. No, it breaks, it's plastic, but it's going to play well. You're going to enjoy it. It's going to last you long enough that you're going to feel you got your money's worth. But we're not going to tell you it's going to last this long.
And it's not going to break the bank either.
Yeah, and if you're not happy with it, hey, you know what? We'll give you your money back. I can roll with that, you know? So
yeah. So you can just kind of like get to your question even a little bit. I have like, there's some like some women at the club that are, you know, a little older and stuff. They're playing a ball that's still like probably 90 days. You know what I mean?
I believe it. I believe it.
It's fuzzy, and they're just like, they're not bothered by the performance of the ball. They could care less, right? And I've got some bros that are like in, you know, their 20s, and they take out a 3-pack and they go through them all within, you know, 90 minutes to 2 or 3 hours, you know, later.
Yep.
And it's like, That's just because they've got so much more velocity on their swipes and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. And again, that's not just a function of Crown. That's a function of the fact that, like you say, it's plastic in the way that it's built. But in general, I would say that our balls last, on the whole, probably good 2 to 3 months. If you're just the casual player that's playing a couple times a week, you're not like a super power hitter. So it
Yeah.
should last you a pretty good while.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree that the game is going to dictate, the longevity of the ball and how much the ball
Right.
is going to last, and what you're going to get out of it is how you play it. I agree with that 100%.
I mean,
Yeah.
Muggs, how do you play? What's your style?
I've been known to be I've been dinking more lately. Let's say I've been forced to
Okay.
dink. I was called the anti-dink for a while. And I would just bang it everywhere, and I did notice that the balls would get warped, and they become fuzzy after a while. Then at our level, anywhere 3.5 and above, the ball is very important.
Yeah. Well, one thing I do notice, which I think is kind of funny, is that people who discover Crown who've been playing, let's say, Franklin's for a long time, I mean, that ball is so forgiving for really bad play. If you're just,
Mm-hmm.
not super careful, and you're like, sloppy in your swipe on the ball, you may not realize that you're putting spin on the ball, and so the Franklin's eating that up, and it just carries and travels like a regular ball. When you hit a
Mm-hmm.
Crown, that thing picks up everything. I mean, that's like, that's the beauty of it. It's like
Yep.
people go, oh, so we've had some people who actually go, oh, this ball goes out of round, or this ball does this. And it's just like, maybe you were hitting the schlacky ball, in the first place. Maybe you're just so
Right.
used to crap that's affected how you played. So I
That's
don't.
right.
Listen, I don't tell that to people. I think that sometimes, but anyways, I definitely
That because
will always.
it can be the case. That can be the case.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Kevin, now let's get into the future of Crown Pickleball, because I can't wait to see what else you come up with, because everything that you come up with is, for the people. And like you said, by a player, not just somebody standing or sitting behind a desk trying to figure out how to bring dollars into a company. It's by a player and for the players.
Yeah, so we're doing a lot of, like I said, at this point, a number of experiments, I call them. Just market, to a new product that people will try and see if they like it. And so what's cool about our community is we've established ourselves with balls. So we've created that level of trust. Our mini nets are going crazy. We have an app actually on the Apple Watch that does scoring, so that people who are having issues with their scoring, they can easily just tap the score. And what's cool about that is it gives a what do you call it? A running log. So eventually we're going to maybe turn that into a community app with a bunch of other things. It's sort of TBD, but I'm just giving you guys kind of the heads
And
up there.
and of course I have the app, Kevin, and it says Crown on top with the Crown Pickleball, and it says start scoring. And I've used it. It's a great app. It's simple. You've got color red, color green on the bottom, and it's 0-1-0 and roll.
I have somebody in my group that I'm not going to mention his name, Luis Aparicio, and he has a lot of trouble keeping score, so he's going to love that app.
Yeah.
I mean, I use it all the time, because what's cool about the app is that it ties into Apple Health. So it actually does a pickleball workout in your workouts app. So it'll keep track for your rings
I love
as you're
that.
playing. Yeah. So that, I'm a tech guy by trade. So, we kind of, works a lot of this stuff into it. It's still version, I don't know, 1 or something, 2 maybe. But yeah, we're going to keep improving that. As far as other things that we're doing, I started this company a little over a year ago, last June. It was actually the PPA San Clemente a year ago that was kind of the kickoff for our company.
Mm-hmm.
We since have expanded quite a bit, and basically of all the sales that we did last half year, we did in the first quarter of this year. So I mean, we're growing pretty rapidly. We've got distribution now in Canada. My guy Ernesto Russo, who's a PPA pro, he's the Italian champion. He's actually going over to Rome right now, and we have an Italian setup going. So we just, we've got stuff in Puerto Rico and Venezuela and kind of all over the place in little tiny pockets. So I think the next 12 months is going to look like, a growth kind of arc for us. More really on the balls than more than anything. But as far as like where the company's going, that's that.
Watch our inventory of past and current matches. There's all you need to know about local pickleball events in your area. We'll have some special guests from all around the pickleball community.
I'm Elizabeth Pritchard from Minnesota, and you're watching the Base to Pickle podcast.
Kevin, we've got a segment on the show that's called the Speed Up. You know how we speed the game up in pickleball?
Yep.
Well, we speed the game up
Yep.
in our show here in our studio. And that game is called
The Speed Up.
Uncle Muggs is going to ask you the questions. Are you ready?
All right, these are questions that have absolutely nothing to do with pickleball, but we use them in a way to learn about our guests. Okay, are you a Starbucks guy, a Dunkin' Donuts, or an espresso?
Ooh, I'm actually a Nespresso guy. I'll make it at home.
Nice. Nespresso can't go wrong.
So,
right. What would you say?
Nespresso, Dunkin', and then Starbucks.
Yeah. Hey, that's my top three, just like that too.
All right. What is Kevin Perkins' favorite all-time movie?
Ooh, that's a good one. I mean, you can't go wrong with Godfather.
You can't.
That's a good choice there.
And what is your favorite car?
My favorite car, the current car I'm driving, which is a Infiniti Q60.
Okay.
That's nice. 3.5 twin turbo. All right. Is Kevin Perkins a cat person or a dog person?
Dog, not even close. Dog.
All right. And what would you say your next Florida vacation destination would be?
Actually was just talking to the wife. We were talking about maybe doing the Keys.
Nice. Can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong with the Keys. All right. Last question, Kevin. Who is your best friend? That's a tough one there.
No, come on. It's my wife. We are celebrating our 30th wedding anniversary this year.
Nice.
We met in high school. We've been together 38 years. It's a no-brainer, guys. Come on.
That's awesome.
All right,
that was the easiest question you've got all day.
All right. So
I know, right?
So we're on with Kevin Perkins. He's the CEO of Crown Pickleball. Kevin, thanks for being such a great sport. Thanks for being on the Base to Pickle show, buddy.
Hey, it was a pleasure. And you guys got a really cool thing going. Let us know how we can ever support you, the community, and any of your viewers. You know where to find us on the socials, but you can always find us on crownpickleball.store.
Thank you, Kevin. Have a good one, and we'll talk soon again.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Probably the funnest guest we've ever had.
Oh, yeah. He's always fun. A big smile, great personality, and loves to give and share. It's just awesome.
Tremendous advocate, tremendous ambassador of the game. He's not only a CEO, but he's an actual player, and he brings a lot of good energy to the show. So I appreciate that.
Hello, guys. Ready for good pickleball? Let's go. I'm Larry, Sarasota, Florida. You are watching the Base to Pickle podcast. What's up, baby?
Welcome back to the Base to Pickle show, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those interviews. Raul, it was very interesting to hear about Michael, the Rainmaker Dougherty. It's amazing what he's doing in New York with pop-up pickleball courts.
It definitely is interesting. And what about Angel Cerritos and, of course, Betsy? They started pickleball out in Bonita Springs at the YMCA, and they have a great program.
And they started that a long time ago. Remember, the future of this sport are the kids.
That's right.
And then it was our man, Kevin Perkins, Crown Pickleball. Gotta love that guy.
Yeah, he's got a lot of energy, and he is one to keep in touch with because he supports everyone as much as he can, especially in South Florida. South Florida loves Crown Pickleball.
So stay tuned for more episodes of the Base to Pickle show right here on YouTube. And like we always say, Raul,
Pickleball is fun. Let's play.